Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now today's video is going to be more of an interesting one. We're going to be taking a look at a game, actually, sort of a game, a piece of software called Microshaft Winblows 98. Now this was briefly mentioned in my Macintosh.js video. It was one of the programs that I tried to install on the virtual machine. And I had mentioned that I might be doing a full video on this, and a lot of you guys said, yeah, do a full video on this program. So that's what today's video is all about. Now, Microshaft Winblows 98, as you may be able to guess by the name, is a program that is kind of intended to parody Microsoft and make fun of Bill Gates and Windows. And this was released at a time, this was released in 1998. And around this time, the antitrust case against Microsoft was getting started. The company was accused of holding a monopoly on the computer operating system and web browser space, and they were eventually ruled to have that monopoly. So this was a time when Microsoft, it was a very controversial period for Microsoft. So this program essentially took advantage of that and the developers who created this program, they're known as Parody Interactive. They're actually a division of Palladium Interactive. All of the programs, at least as far as I can tell, that they developed were parodies, as you may guess by the name. Parody Interactive, it's just spelled differently. So let's just start taking a look at this. So I've got, in this Windows 98 virtual machine, we've got the install CD inserted into the virtual drive. We're going to start it here. Now this is just a very basic install shield wizard, as you would probably expect. This is the default directory that it installs it to. I believe it's C, program files, Parody Interactive, Microshaft. So we will install it. And so it comes up with this is interesting. Parody Interactive's browser setup program will configure your preferred internet browser for use with online components of this product. So we do have Internet Explorer on this. So it's just, actually it's not going to find anything, because I believe it's too new of a version, because this is IE 6.0. So yeah, it's not going to find anything. So we'll just click finish, and it looks like we're going to launch right into the game. So yeah. So we get that wonderful introduction, which is kind of meant to be like a parody and like awful sounding, at least I would hope, because it definitely doesn't sound the greatest. So this is your first screen right here, is this Microsoft Winblows 98 login. So this is just to type in your name. It's already got this password in here for you, so you just click on OK. It's not like you have to actually log into this. It's just to create like a user profile in the game. So the first thing that you get when you when you type in your name to log into Microsoft Winblows is this brief introductory video featuring Meg and Graham, who are essentially the hosts of this program, if you want to call them that. They are present throughout the entire program, throughout the entire game, and they explain essentially what your goal is in this program. And then you move on to this logo here, where you get the first sign of the many puns that are to come in this program. Where do you think you're going today? Obviously a pun on Microsoft's slogan from the time, which was where do you want to go today? And this right here is the main interface for Winblows. So if you sit on the desktop and don't click on anything for a while, Meg and Graham will start to constantly nag you every couple of seconds to click on something. And this happens over and over again, like every 5 to 10 seconds, until you click on something.
You're going to have to click something. We don't get any more user-friendly than this.
To quote a famous poet, "This indecision's bugging me."
Better call the vet. I think your mouse is dead.
Bill just made another $2 billion while we've been waiting for you to click on something. Bill wants a computer in every home, but only if you're going to use it. Click on something!
It gets so annoying, and they do this, like I said, literally every 5 seconds when you don't click on something. And the puns, like, oh my gosh, the puns, they're like dad jokes. They are endless in this program. They're everywhere, and you're going to see that as we go throughout this program. There's this one where Graham is saying essentially what Duke Nukem would say if you wait around and don't do anything in the game for a little while, but certainly he doesn't say it after 5 seconds of you being idle in the game. But obviously the pun has something to do with Microsoft, so here you go.
Hello? What are you waiting for, Windows 99?
And yeah, those are the kind of puns that you're going to be seeing throughout this entire program. So let's explore the desktop a little bit. The windows, as you can see, are designed in a bit of a funky way. I guess that's kind of a parody for Windows. but that's the way that the windows are designed. And you only have 2 windows, and it's not like you can close these or anything. You can click on, like if you want to click on, oh gosh, what the heck happened to the mouse cursor? I believe, yeah, you can click on the File, Edit, and View menu. I don't know what just happened here. Something kind of glitched out. But Megan Graham in this window up here is where they will come up and give you occasionally information and things like that. More often than not, it's going to be some pun or a joke, as they're doing right now, because I'm not clicking on anything. I have the VM muted because this gets very annoying. Now, this games window right here is what contains, there's 4 games, I guess kind of mini games included within the Winblows game itself. And as you beat these games, which we'll go through each one of them in a minute here, you will unlock things in each of these icons on the desktop, except for Internet Explorer, which is, remember in the setup when I was talking about that internet functionality? That's essentially what this is, although we don't have it set up, because if we click on it, we can't find the browser configuration file, because again, we don't have that old version of Internet Explorer installed. You also have 2 other things, the Start menu and the Bilogachi. We'll start with the Start menu first. You can see that there's once again a pun on the Start menu button itself. It says Start or will hurt you, and this will change as you close and reopen the program. It'll say something else. Again, it's just a pun on the Start button. There you go. So we'll open up the Start button. They essentially just reverse things that are already in Windows. So you've got shut up instead of shut down, right? So they just revert it down. The opposite of down is up. So they changed it to shut up. And this is very appropriate, actually, because sometimes you just want this game to shut up and stop nagging you every 5 seconds to do something. Moving up the list here, you've got Run, where when you click on this, the person just runs across the screen. Really funny, right, guys? Then we've got Help. Lose, you know why it's called lose? It's because it's the opposite of find, right? So normally in Windows 95 and 98, you've got a find menu where you can go into that and search for files on your computer. Winblows has taken that and reversed it. So now instead of find, you have lose, which is the opposite of find. So you click on this and the icon goes away and you lose the icon. And then after a while, this starts happening. So yeah, we're just going to mute that because I don't want this video to get demonetized, but that's an example of just some of the weird, like, it's just weird. Like, it doesn't, that's not even parodying Microsoft at all. It's just weird to be, and then once we go into the Start menu, like, we've already taken a look at Shut Up, Run, Help, all this stuff. Under Settings here, you've got the Auto Control panel, and then this is just a endless string of menus that will just continue on until it crashes and asks you to, I think it says like exits MS-DOS mode. So that's the Start menu. There's not really any functionality for the game contained in there. It's just more puns. Your other punny thing is the Bilogachi, which what this is, well, it's a parody of 2 things. It's a parody of Bill Gates, obviously, and the Tamagotchi. Now that I think about it, I believe that moaning we heard before was from the Bilogachi, because I think Bill Gates died, because yeah, that's what happens obviously with like a Tamagotchi. If you don't feed the pet, it'll eventually die. So that's kind of what you have here with the Bilogachi. So I guess our virtual Bill Gates died on us because I wasn't feeding him money, because yes, that is what you have to do in the Bilogachi, is feed him money. And you can punish him by, I think, like slapping him or something. I mean, it's just, it like kind of explains how it works in here. It tells you what each of these icons does. So food icon, feed Bilogachi money when he's hungry, because, you know, he's a rich guy and he likes money. So that's basically what that's what this is. It's just another like bizarre, like, why? Like, it just makes no sense, but that's what they did. So those are the 4 main interfaces on the desktop. Again, the icons over here, the games, the Bilogachi, and the Start menu. Now, we've got 4 games here: the Roll Ahead, Win Bill Gates' Money, Pinball, and Winblows Exploder. We'll start with the Roll Ahead. This is a game, it's like a dice game. The name comes from, I mean, Bill Gates has a book, if you don't know, called The Road Ahead, so it just basically takes that and combines it with a dice game. So we just have 1 player. So you can pick either Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. We'll pick Steve Jobs. So this is a pretty simple game. You just have to roll this dice and move across the board. It plays this pretty awful background music, which you can turn off, thankfully. To win, I believe you just have to roll and just get up here. And you have these random things that can happen. So right here, it says, sell all your Apple stock after being fired, then watch Macintosh finally take off. Duh. Lose $5 billion. And this isn't technically true, by the way. Steve Jobs wasn't technically fired from Apple. He was essentially, well, he just left when the board of directors sided with John Scully as opposed to him, and that's like a whole nother story. But so in that case, I lose $5 billion, and then Bill Gates is going to go. I mean, and that's just basically all that this game is. You just roll the dice, and you see how. So let's see. In this case, I get a 3. So I'm going to move 3 spaces ahead. I'll land on this. Finally, have that big garage sale. Or, $4 billion from a garage sale? Are you kidding me? Who on earth has a garage sale that make $4 billion? It's like never happened. So we're back here on the desktop, and yeah, you can see that the Bilagachi, it looks like Bill Gates, our virtual Bill Gates has died on us, like I said. Now we can interact with it, though, I think. I guess maybe you can't do anything, because you can't really do anything with these buttons, so maybe we just lost Bill Gates here, so we can't really do anything with the Bilagachi. I don't believe the Bilagachi really has any effect on advancing through the game. It's more of just a punny thing that's on the desktop. And here's going to come Megan Graham again. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. They don't stop. I'm not moving the mouse for literally 5 seconds, and they come up again. Next up is Win Bill Gates' Money. And this is a trivia game show. Steve Jobs is your host, kind of, who explains how the game works.
And I know you're going to do insanely great, because I expect nothing less. For each trivia question, you'll have 4 answers to choose from. Just pick the number that corresponds to the answer of your choice. For every right answer, you get $1 million.
So, question 1. We're going to start off with which one? Now, this is just pulled from a random string of questions. I actually haven't seen this one before.
What is the correct binary translation for the phrase, Socrates is a man? 1. 0, 1, 0,
oh, is he going to actually
0,
say...
1, 0, etc. 2.
It just says
1,
etc.
0, 1, 0,
I thought he was going to
1,
read
0,
out the
0,
entire
1,
thing.
3. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, dot, dot, dot. 4. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, yada, yada, yada. You get the idea.
Okay. I actually haven't seen this question before. Alright, we're going to say... I'm just guessing here.
I can't believe how stupid you are. The answer is obviously number 3. You're such a 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0.
Most of the questions I've seen in this can be answered very, very quickly. What's the first program Bill Gates wrote? Tic-tac-toe? Yeah. So that's an example of like a trivia question, right? That one before with the binary, like, I guess if you had memorized the binary, like what each letter is in binary, you could probably solve that. But for most people, they're just not going to be able to solve that in like 10 seconds. It's a trivia game. Next up is Pinball, which is... yeah, a pinball table. It kind of, in some ways, just the design of this panel on the right side, it kind of reminds me of 3D Pinball Space Cadet. So you press the control key to control the left flipper, and you can see I've got that Windows feature on that draws a circle around my mouse cursor. And then the shift key is going to be for the right flipper. You hold down spacebar to launch the pinball. You have to obviously hold it down a little bit. And there you go. So, I mean, it just plays like a pinball table, obviously, but it's just filled with, again, more parodies, and the points are denoted in dollars here. So right now, I guess just from that, I've got $15,750, or I guess $15,750,000. Yeah, so there you go. That's pinball. And then finally, we've got Winblows Exploder, which for some reason says Microshaft Exploder when you launch the game. And this is a space shooting game, essentially. It kind of reminds me of Galaga. I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? But just the way that it, you know, the way that these bugs, once you shoot the error messages, how they kind of come down towards the bottom of the screen, it just kind of reminds me of Galaga. Obviously, Galaga is a much better game in every respect than this. But that's what you have to do in this. So what you do is you go through these games, you have to beat them, beat the levels, do whatever you have to do to beat the games, and then you, oh my god, it just crashed. Shaft has performed an illegal operation. Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna close out of this. That was unexpected. Let me go ahead and launch the program again here. Eventually, you'll unlock things in each of these programs here. So again, Campus Cam, MSTV Network, all these over here on the left side. And this will unlock various videos, like in Campus Cam here, there's all these different videos that you have to watch to get to the end of the game. And what you have to do is essentially in all of these, what you're going to be doing is either watching videos or reading things to get clues to go over to this tech support thing over here on the right side and enter this password here. So you got to figure out what this password is, and you click on OK. And then you would launch into the next level of Winblows, essentially. And you do this multiple times until you beat the game. Now, if I'm going to give this program anything, I will say that the artwork and design of certain things is unique and creative. But I think that the program as a whole just spawned from a single idea. And that was make fun of Microsoft and Bill Gates. They were getting a lot of attention from the media and from the government for their monopolistic business practices, and it was very easy to make fun of them, and that's what this program did. And I think that the developers of this just try to come up with as many ideas as possible to parody Microsoft, even when they don't really make a whole lot of sense, like the Bill Gotchi and just some of the other things that we've seen in this program. It's also got this Kitboga style wasted time counter down here at the bottom right, where it literally keeps track of how long you've played this game, or at least how long you've had the program opened, which is where most of it, like I've not actually played this game for an hour and a half. I've just been kind of trying to get through certain takes in this video, but keep getting interrupted by Megan Graham. So yes, I've spent over an hour and a half of my time, of my life on this program, which is just crazy to think about. But yeah, so it like displays that to you in kind of a smug fashion there. And oh look, it just crashed again. That's wonderful. But there you have it, guys. That is what Microshaft Winblows 98 has to offer. Again, I think it's just really more of a parody program. I certainly would not have played this. Like, I certainly would not have purchased this. Maybe I would have bought it back then just to like see what it was, but I certainly wouldn't spend that much time on it because it's not really that entertaining, at least to me. I mean, I guess it's got kind of, you know, again, all those punny riddles and things like that, but just nothing that I could find hours of entertainment value out of. But that's my take on it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that a lot of you guys wanted to see it. So if you enjoyed this one, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to get subscribed down below and turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already to get notified whenever I upload a new video, which I do every single week on this channel. And as always, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.